Ramaphosa will today address the virtual 73rd session of the World Health Assembly. The World Health Assembly is the supreme policy decision-making body of the World Health Organization. For more on the Assembly, we're joined on the line by the SABC foreign editor, Sophie Mokoena. A very good morning to you, Sophie. The World Health Assembly comes at a time where there are divisions. Will this meeting reach its objectives?
Well, according to the Director General, Dr. Tedros, they will ensure that whatever they've agreed on in terms of the agenda of the Assembly will be dealt with and resolutions will be taken, but also the election of new members of the WHO, the executive. And we'll see, it's starting around 12 midday South African time, where our president is going to participate, and we'll get a sense of what are the issues.
The tension between China and the US, is this not likely to derail the meeting?
Of course, the meeting is likely to have to deal with the tension between China and the United States of America, and both countries are lobbying very hard to ensure that their positions are heard. And we know that on Saturday, President Cyril Ramaphosa held a telephone discussion with the President of China, Xi Jinping, and I guess there are many leaders that he has interacted with. I'm sure the same with America. America has kind of held talks with many other countries to try and push their position. One position being that they are not happy with how China handled the outbreak of the COVID-19, and they want an independent investigation. And China is saying no. You also have a situation where they have decided to cut funding to the World Health Organization. So we don't even know what kind of delegation will participate, whether it will be a low-key delegation or they will continue to send high-powered delegation in terms of that virtual conference or assembly to ensure that they are able to push for what they think it must be on the table.
Do you have a sense of what we can expect from President Ramaphosa's virtual address?
Well, I guess the president will try to be presidential, but also to be a statesman in terms of calling for calm, but also calling for unity and also pushing for the African position. You know that the Sub-Sahara region in particular is the region where you are going to really see challenges based on the impact of this COVID-19. And I think he's going to emphasize the fact that the developed nations mustn't turn their backs against the poorer countries. You know, already at the G20 summit, he did make an appeal to members of the G20 on behalf of Africa that they must look at the issue of loans that many African countries taken in different institutions and bilaterally to other countries. But also I think it's going to emphasize on, because the main issue on the table will be how you deal with the process of manufacturing a vaccine and all those trials that are currently underway in countries such as France, America, China. How do you ensure that should any country find a solution or the vaccine be approved, that vaccine must be made available to everybody, because you have a situation where you are likely to see developed countries with lots of money stockpiling those vaccines, and we are not able to give poorer countries. I think it's going to emphasize the fact that all countries must be treated equally in terms of making that vaccine or any treatment available or any assistance available. And I think he will also emphasize the fact that they do support the current Director General Tedros, you know, talking about how he has handled this matter, because they are in constant communication with the ambassador at the UN. You heard the ambassador yesterday saying that actually on Sunday our ambassador in Geneva did speak to Dr. Tedros, and I think they were discussing some of those issues. And I think South Africa will again come out as a perhaps a more sober country, calling for unity, trying to bring all stakeholders the 119 countries, and with our credibility thus far in terms of how we have dealt with the COVID-19, I think his voice is going to be heard on behalf of Africa. And then Angela Merkel, I think, also will support the position of the president. The president will also weigh in on what the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres would have said, because he's going to speak first, followed by Germany, and then, of course, our president.
Sophie Mokoena is the foreign editor here at the SABC, talking about the 73rd session of the World Health Assembly.